Hi, it's Cassandra, and I'm making you a video on Diwali. Happy Diwali! It's been a while since I posted. I took a break from posting. Not sure what order everything's going to turn out. Made some new videos, made some new things. So I usually have something natural. Today, this year for Diwali, I have these beautiful carnations. I'm celebrating with them. I'm also celebrating my daughter's birthday, her 11th birthday this week, and Halloween. So a very busy mom, that's what I am this week. And what I wanted to share with you is a little bit about what Diwali is, but you can look at another video that I made. So scroll down on the post to watch that video as well, and also learn more about what you can do on Diwali, and that it doesn't have to be very complicated. It's really a celebration of light and love, and also of bringing in the new year. So what a lot of people do is clean their houses and put on Christmas lights, white lights all over their house, and then they're ready for Christmas, and it kind of just morphs in to the same holiday and becomes one big long celebration. For me, I have my daughter's birthday and Halloween, and yes, she was technically born on Halloween night, so very squished in. So for me, having the flowers, they will be used in a multi-purpose way. We will use the deas, the little lights that we're going to light and put around our house. What we do is walk around each room with a little light, and you can do this with a candle light, a tea light, and within a circular motion, move the candle to clear the space from last year and bring in the new space and the new light. So that is a little clearing ritual that you can do. I always like to have colorful flowers that reflect, Indian culture. These are just beautiful. Fuchsia and a really bright orange, just gorgeous colors representing peace and newness and creativity and happiness for the new year. So what I'd also like to emphasize is bringing in a new era of freedom, of peace as well. So one of the things that I learned this year when I visited Trinidad, which is where we're from, I was born in Toronto but went back practically every year and dealt with the transition of seeing life here in North America and then life there. There are a lot of haves there. There are a lot of have-nots there. So growing up with that, as well as my grandmother, I had one Hindu grandmother and one very Christian grandmother. So I'll talk about the Christian grandmother another time, but today it seems relevant that I would talk about my grandmother, who was more connected and stayed connected with those ancient ways, with the old world ways. And I should say that everything in the Caribbean gets revamped, was repurposed and changed up, definitely, but they kept a lot of the old world strands. So one thing I'd really like to share with you guys is the idea that celebration can happen for anyone and in any culture. So what I'd really like to emphasize is that growing up with these spiritual experiences via my grandmother, via pundits, going to temples, that kind of thing, I was exposed to that at a very early age. And that opened up my spirituality. That helped me to understand spirituality in a different way by participating in celebrations, by participating in weddings, and their culture and the way that they do things, it's a little bit different, obviously, than here in North America. So it was an experience for me. And that's what I suggest to most people. You don't need to memorize the names of every Indian god and goddess in order to experience what true spirituality can be. You don't need to know everything as well, like every book in the Bible. You don't need to know every single thing about it. You need to embody the feeling of it, and the experience of it can take place during a celebration. So for me, spiritual times like Diwali, that's when everyone gets excited, and there's something called a tassa drum playing. Now look that up on YouTube. It's an amazing sound, and it just vibrates through your whole body, and it's a connective experience to hear that drum. It means celebration. So for Indian babies being born, new babies, the tradition of eating on a leaf, maybe a banana leaf, there's another kind of leaf as well, but eating on something completely natural, it embodies the spiritualism. So from a little girl, I was being pulled into things like cooking nights before an Indian bride gets married. Now, this might not be true for everyone in the world, but in my grandmother's tradition, that time, that place, there's something called a cooking night before the wedding, and the group of grandmothers gets together, and people in the village or community get together, and they make a huge feast. No caterers are called in this time and place when I'm growing up. It's lots of combined community effort, lots of love, excitement, and a little dancing. So very, very, very fun experience, the music, everything coming together. So when you're celebrating your own celebrations in the next couple of months, bring in that feeling. Try to bring in that feeling yourself and bring it to other people, because there will be stressful situations. So I try to keep that in my mind. I try to keep the feeling of those celebrations alive within my spirituality. That's part of my heart. That's part of my spirituality, is growing up with these experiences embedded into me and bringing a little bit of that feeling with me, like the experience from the inside coming outward to you. So I have been to many, 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 many Indian weddings as well, dressing up in the Indian dress. It's a lot of fun. And many Canadian girlfriends always wanted to come with me to Indian weddings and said, when are you having another one? When is your family going to have another one so I can come with you and dress up like that? That looks so fun and so sensual and so sexy and awesome. I want to dress like that. And we're talking about the bleach blondes here. So anyways, it doesn't matter. Many hair colors, many hair colors, many hair colors. Okay. So that's supposed to remind me of another thing to tell you guys, but I think I'll save that for another speech. I will try to bring this idea of celebration through. Okay. So listening to what the pundit is saying at all of these different Indian events helped me become a little bit more spiritual. So for Indian people as well, it's not about memorizing all the gods and goddesses and knowing everything about the Indian religion or Hinduism or the spin-offs of Indian religion, whatever that falls under that umbrella. It's not about all of that at all. It's about what you're experiencing in the moment, the practices. So later on today, I'm going to light the candles and take my resistant tweens through it. I have a girl and a boy who are tween age, and they might not want to do it. So keeping up the traditions. These are my grandmother's gold earrings, wearing the gold, wearing the bindis for fun. I think the bindi is fun. I have another bracelet of my grandmother, so I'm feeling a little bit of her. And I'm also thinking about Halloween, which was traditionally celebrated as Samhain, which is, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, is a celebration of the ancestors. So during Diwali, I celebrate my ancestors, not just my grandmother, all of them, whatever ethnicities they were and are, but also bringing in that new light, celebrating that new light that's coming in, celebrating the ancestors of the past. It's a little bit like New Year's Eve in a way. And people get very excited about this and they take it very seriously. Some houses are covered in lights. My grandmother used to light lots of deas and put them outside of her house, and they would be burning for weeks. So some people take it to that extent. I'm not doing that this year because I'm such a busy mom with all of these things to do. But I am taking out the time to do that and keep up that tradition, even though I've changed it up a little bit and made it a new tradition of my own, combined with Halloween, combined with my daughter's birthday, so it's a little bit of old and new coming all together. So I'm gonna wish you a very happy Diwali, happy Halloween, happy birthday, happy everything that goes all together. And I'm going to keep talking and talking, so I'm going to leave you with those words.